Alright, what's up YouTube? It's Trev back again. This time I'm going to be doing a video on another discussion topic I was thinking about, and that is, now that Josh Barnett is signed with Strikeforce, who has the better heavyweight division? Does the UFC still have a better heavyweight division than Strikeforce? Or is Strikeforce pretty much even the playing field, or actually gotten a better heavyweight division than the UFC? Pretty much in every other division you look at, Strikeforce, I think we can all agree, is pretty weak in comparison to the UFC. Light heavyweights is nowhere even close to the UFC's light heavyweights and the others as well. So I really want to hear from you guys. Who do you guys think has got the better heavyweight division? Is it, I'm sure probably most of you are going to say UFC right off the bat, but let's talk about it, let's think about it, and let's see. All right, so I'm going to name off a few of the heavyweights from each division, and then we'll compare them and say who would probably is the best. So UFC, obviously we have Brock Lesnar, Shane Carwin, Cain Velasquez, Frank Mir, Junior Dos Santos, Mirko Cro Cop, Big Nog, and Big Country Nelson, and a couple others like Czech Congo and other guys that can't seem to win a fight to save their life. And in Strikeforce we have Allistar Overeem, Fedor Emelianenko, Josh Barnett now, Fabricio Verdum, Bigfoot Silva, Andre Arlovsky, Brett Rogers, and of course Bobby Lashley, who recently had mono and lost the fight to Chad Griggs, which I don't really think should take away from Bobby Lashley very much anyway. I look at Bobby Lashley as very similar to someone like Brock Lesnar, something like that. And if he comes in healthy and ready to go, I think he can basically do the exact same thing Brock Lesnar can, maybe minus a little bit of experience and submissions, but I don't see him as being really that much less of a threat than Brock Lesnar is. To compare their records, Strikeforce's heavyweights have been around longer, in majority of them. If you take the top five heavyweights, Josh Barnett said, Strikeforce's heavyweights have more wins than the UFC's does have fights. Now, that's really kind of saying that, Strikeforce's heavyweight division is much more experienced. And that is true. Their top guys are much more experienced. Fedor's got crazy experience. Allistar Overeem has crazy experience. Barnett has tons of experience. So these guys have been around a long time. That doesn't necessarily make them better fighters, though, or more dangerous. But it's definitely a feather in their cap to know that they have, a lot more experience over the years. Now, with that being said, UFC has a lot more youth in their division. They have Cain Velasquez, who's a newer fighter. They have Junior Dos Santos, who's a newer fighter, just coming up. And Brock Lesnar, too, has only had a few fights. He's had 5 wins and 1 loss. Cain Velasquez is 8-0. Junior Dos Santos is 13-1. So, they don't really have too many fights in comparison to the Strikeforce heavyweights. Now let's look at some comparisons between the two. So in UFC you have Brock Lesnar as the champ, and in Strikeforce you have Allistar Overeem. Now if those two were to fight, we saw what Shane Carwin did to Brock Lesnar on the feet. That would be definitely an awesome fight to see. That'd be like a super fight to see Allistar Overeem face Brock Lesnar. Who would win? I think probably most people would give the edge to Brock Lesnar, but I think that would be a very good fight. I think it would be a lot better fight than most people think, because if Shane Carwin was able to put Brock Lesnar down in the first round like that, imagine what Allistar Overeem would do to him. If Allistar Overeem landed a knee, landed a punch, anything on Brock Lesnar, he'd be on Queer Street for the rest of the fight, and I don't think he would be able to recover no matter how big his head is and how many shots he took against Carwin. That's fine, but I think Allistar Overeem would just would put him away if that was the case. Also, we have Fedor Emelianenko, who just recently lost to Fabricio Verdum. Now, that shouldn't really take too much away from Fedor. It does take away from the mystique, but I think we all know Fedor is an amazing fighter, and in comparison to the UFC heavyweights, he would be right at the top. If he came to the UFC, Fedor would be right at the top in the mix. He would be very close. He would be either probably, for sure in the top 5, he would be within the top 3, I think. Allistar Overeem would also be within the top 3 to 5, I believe, if he was to face the UFC heavyweights. Fabricio Verdum lost to Junior Dos Santos in a brutal uppercut knockout, but Junior Dos Santos' boxing is pretty amazing, and I think that Junior Dos Santos is probably going to clean out most of the UFC heavyweight division that he hasn't already, and he may even be able to become champion or, very close to it after we see the Cain Velasquez versus Brock Lesnar fight. So I just kind of wanted to hear your guys' thoughts, and I wanted to discuss which heavyweight division do you think is better. Do you think the UFC's heavyweight division is obviously better, and do you think this video is retarded and there's no reason for me to even, put this out there and ask the question which one you guys think is better? Or do you think now that Strikeforce has Allistar Overeem, Fedor, Josh Barnett, Mauricio Verdum, and the others, that we were actually seeing a closing of the gap here, and both divisions are pretty much on equal playing ground, so to speak, for who is the best? That's my video for today, guys. If you like it, please subscribe, comment, and rate, and let's talk about it. Have a good one, guys.